Hello everyone, welcome to the Hypergamous Journey. My name is Denise. At this channel we talk about hypergamy for the mature woman in age and in mindset. Today I would like to talk about a comment that was made by a viewer or subscriber, I'm not sure which talked about, she said something along the lines of, why do women have to contort themselves to be in romantic relationships? Like turn yourself into a pretzel. And I thought, well, as someone who is a reformed masculina, as Chloe underscore says, or a reformed Barbara, no, I never helped anybody build, but a strong, independent Black woman, as a reformed, strong, independent Black woman, I don't see what the problem is. Because my question to that person who made the comment is, how is it working for you? If you're happy being single, being a boss babe, and doing what you do, travel the world, I'm not talking to you. With all due respect, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the women who are boss babes, who want romantic partnership, and they're tired of doing it alone. Recently I met a man and we exchanged information, and he said, and I told him, exchange contact information, and I told him that I am a old-fashioned dater. I think I said old-fashioned dater, or I said old school. I'm not sure which. And so I said, what does that mean to you? And this is key. Remember, I told him that I am an old-fashioned dater or old school dater. I'm not really sure which. I think I said old-fashioned dater. And then I asked him, what does old-fashioned dating mean to you? And he said, you listening? He said, the bee chases the honey. And I said, exactly. The bee chases the honey. And he's been calling ever since. So the bee chases the honey. So we all seen bees. I have this cute little patio, and I think I did a video on my patio. And when I had flowers planted around the patio, bees would show up. And most people are afraid of bees, but I have made peace with the bees that show up on my patio to get the nectar from the flowers that I have planted in planter boxes, in planters. And I'm not doing like this to the bees to get them to stop landing near me or whatever. I'm sitting there. If I arrive first on my patio to sit, journal, read, then the bees show up, it seems like. And they're not bothering me. Now, they may fly past me, and I think we do all this swatting of the bees because we don't like the sound that they make, the buzzing sound that they make, especially when they're close to our ears. And we are frightened of bees because some people can die of bee stings because they're allergic. And we just don't want to be stung by a bee. And I get it. So I've made peace with the fact that I like to put flowers on my patio, and that bees like to show up. And so I will just continue doing what I'm doing while they're buzzing around, and they don't land on me. They just fly past me and go to the flowers. And then they stick their stinger into the flower, get the nectar, and then they will fly to the next one. Like right in the same planter, they will fly to the next flower and the next flower and the next flower, and then some other bees will come, taking the nectar. And they say bees pollinate, and so they'll drop the nectar or whatever it is in somebody else's flower pot or on the ground or whatever they do and pollinate. So that's what women, the bees are the men. We bring them to the flowers. We are the flowers, they are the bees. And so with our colors, bright colors, pretty colors, colors that come in nature, with the colors that we wear, with the fragrance that we wear, bees are attracted to certain kinds of flowers. So with the fragrances that we wear, our hairstyle, our makeup, all of that is our flowers to the men. So they're the bees. And so, you know, when we go to a social event, have you been to a social event and, you know, one or two men find you attractive and they kind of circling your orbit at this particular function? It could be a wedding. It could be someone's birthday party. It could be at a nightclub if you still do that. It could be any social event, but you can kind of tell one or two men or more who are circling around you, trying to get up the courage to approach you or watching you to see how you interact with other men. Are you smiling at them? Are you encouraging them, of the other men, to come over? And are they being, you know, swatted at like you do the bee? How, you know, you don't want the bee around you, don't want to hear it buzzing in your ear or around you, or you're afraid you're going to get stung. So are you treating men that way? Where they start circling you as the flower and then you're afraid to get stung, and so you start swatting. So what does that look like in person? It looks like you were smiling and now you're frowning. Why is he looking at me? Is he gonna come over or what? And then you start doing this negative chatter. And now you have this annoyed look on your face. So basically you just turn the man away when he was kind of getting up the courage to come to you, ask you to dance or chit chat with you and whatever. Something positive he was about to do. So we need to stop that. We need to stop that. And so if you're a woman who feels like you have to contort yourself into a pretzel to get romance in your life, then you have to decide, am I willing to do the things necessary to become the flower to attract the bee so that he can get the honey, meaning your number, and go on a date with you, and you can get some honey from him, meaning attention, conversation, even being asked on a date. So you both are sharing and exchanging in this honey. Or do you not want it? And if you're a woman who, I have to do another video on this, because we have to decide if we're going to be feminine or we're going to be masculine. Or are we going to be both? Because most women today work, so they're really doing both. When you're at work, whether you work for yourself or you work for someone else, you're in your masculine, period. You got deadlines to do, you got meetings to be had with people, either you're the manager or supervisor or department head, whatever you are, or you're part of the staff, you're still in your masculine. And then when you get with your partner, you got to leave that crap there and then step into your feminine, where you're more relaxed, you're pleasant, your man wants to come home to you, or he doesn't. And usually when he doesn't, it's because you're in your masculine, you're resenting him if he doesn't make as much as you do. You're resenting him if he's not helping you with the kids like you think he should. And, you know, it's a whole bunch of other things. I haven't been married, so I can't really speak a whole lot about what it's like to be married and a mother and all of that, but I can imagine, and I know what it was like growing up with my mom and stepfather and all of the gender roles or lack thereof or household responsibilities that women do versus men. And some of that is partly our fault because we don't demand it in the beginning. We don't ask for it in the beginning. And when they don't do it and jump to it, like the men don't jump to it like we think they should jump to it, then we get impatient and we start doing the things that we've asked them to do, rather than just wait for them to do it, or somehow figure out how to just not do it. Just not do it. It's like, well, I need you to help me with this. And if you're not helping me with this, then this is what I'm not going to do. And so, that's another video, but I'm just talking about men going after the honey. The man is the bee, we're the honey, or the flower. We're the flower, and he extracts honey from us, and we give him honey. Pleasantness, smiles, compliments, appreciation. So I hope you get what I'm saying about the bees, man being the bee, we're the honey, or the flower. That's what it is. The man is the bee, we're the flower. They're pouring or extracting honey from us, compliments, appreciation, pleasant tone, all that stuff. We're the flower. We look like flowers. We're dressed colorfully. We are made up. We're wearing our makeup. And yes, to some women, it is contortion. For some women, it is contortion. For others, it's just something different that they would like to experience, and they know that they have to do something different to get something different. Let me know in the comments what you think about this, and I will see you in the next video. And don't forget the Valentine's Day Coffee Social on Saturday, February 15th. Bring someone of the opposite gender, so we'll have an equal number of men and an equal number of women. Leave your athletic, casual clothes at home. We're going to wear business casual and look like the beautiful adults that we really, truly are. Again, I'll put the link in the description, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.